What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Mike Ryder, Mr. Accountability, the man behind the microphone. You are tuned in to a special edition of Mike Ryder Talks. I do have a guest in here with me tonight. Before I get into the guest, let me get into this. Mike Ryder Talks is brought to you live every Tuesday. Supposed to be at 7 p.m. Tonight we're running a little late, but we're live every Tuesday at 7 on Facebook and YouTube, bringing you those purposeful conversations. We're talking about everything that we need to talk about. No drum over here, man. We're trying to build up our people, trying to inform the people, educate them, motivate them, inspire them, about to drop some knowledge on y'all. I'm finna get into my guest. Tonight's guest is a very special guest. You may or may not know her. My guest is an entrepreneur who deals with credit repair. Matter of fact, all things credit. This young lady has her own company, VW Financial. Before I get too far into this introduction and mess anything up, we're going to go ahead and get right. Guest, reveal yourself. Turn your camera on. Turn your mic on. We're going to go on and get to this show.
Hey,
Van, how you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, ma'am. For the people who may not know who you are, give a brief description of who you are.
Hey, everybody. My name is Van. I own and am the CEO of VW Financial Credit Repair Services. I also assist with business startup as far as assisting you with your LLC applications, EIN numbers, and also starting a business checking account. I've recently started my business just last year and have close to almost 200 clients as of right now. So everything's been going well with that.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to you on your business. We about to get into it. You do credit repair. You're a credit specialist. For the slow folks in the back, what is credit?
Well, credits is something that you definitely need to have. And also, you need something that you want to be able to use when you need to use it, but also you want to basically mold it and take care of it as if it's something that you gave birth to almost. It's something that overrules money at times. Um, so it's very important that you have a great foundation of credit knowledge along with credit history.
So we're gonna get into that knowledge and history tonight. I'm gonna move on to my next question, and we're gonna start this conversation off the right way. How does credit work?
Okay. Well, basically, credit works. Some people who come to me, they have absolutely no credit at all. And the way credit works is when you open that first credit card, that's basically your trial and error as far as if you're going to have a good foundation of starting your credit. So once you start your credit, you may start off with a low credit limit. You get that credit card and you start making your payments on time. You want to also make sure that you're paying more than just the minimum amount and keeping your usage down below 30%. So what
Okay.
it does, it tells the potential lenders that you want to apply for is that you know how to not only pay your bills on time, but you also know how to utilize your credit. Because when they see that you're not utilizing all of your credit, just a certain percentage, they look at you as more of a trustworthy consumer than a risky consumer.
Okay, so I get the credit card, I got a low limit. I paid my bill on time. How much of that credit card should I be using though? What percentage of the utilization should I use?
So basically, you want to know what is your reporting date, not your due date on your credit card. So let's say, for instance, I have a credit card. My due date is on the 15th. My actual reporting date is on the 18th. So even after I make that payment, I know that it's going to read on my credit within the next 3 days. So when you make the payment, it shows that you have actually paid your credit card down and you want to pay it below the 30%. You can use how much you want to use on it, but just know that on the reporting date, it needs to be below 30%. Because if you were to just test it out, if you were to go over the 30%, you'll see that your score is going to drop down significantly because you went above the average utilization,
So the average utilization is 30%.
below
I
30%.
need to keep it below 30%.
Hmm.
So any credit card users out there, anybody watching this, listening to this, try to keep your credit card utilization below 30%.
And that's
So
really
that means
going to help your score. And also, when you apply for another credit card, they will feel comfortable giving you another credit card, showing them that, hey, this person has taken care of their current credit card. So, of course, we'll give them another one. And also, the most important thing is about the credit cards. These credit cards usually come from banks. So you want to make sure that you are maintaining a good relationship with the bank, because not only do they look at your credit score, they look at your relationship with them. As far as, have you got an auto loan with them? How many times have you been in the negative? How many times have you owed them? How many times you've been late paying them on a signature loan, etc. So you want to also keep your bank account in a good standing, specifically with a great bank that gives good credit card limits out.
okay. So in your expert opinion, what banks should people use? Which ones are more people friendly?
In my expert opinion, Navy Federal Credit Union is very, very friendly, very, very generous, but you have to maintain a good relationship with them. And it's so serious because they, the bank is so well known and so, you know, in high demand, is that if you owe them, they're not going to send your balance into a collections. They are the collector. That's how that
Yeah.
banks works. Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have to meet them again for another transaction or whatever the case may be. So you're gonna end up paying them eventually. But Navy Federal Credit Union, they are one of the best banks as far as like really giving a lot of um, people a chance as far as getting high credit card limits. Like some of my clients get approved for 25,000 credit card limits.
Mhm.
That they have a really solid score, and that not only their score is good, they have a great relationship with the bank, and also the trans their credit report account history is good. So they also look at
Now,
the overall file.
we're talking about Navy Federal. Shout out to my sister. She's in the chat. She's very eager. To anybody watching this, before I read her comment, if this is your first time watching my show, if you have a question or a valid comment that contributes to the topic, I will interact with you. I will put you on the screen. Vernita says, how do you repair a relationship with your bank, specifically Navy Fed?
Specifically with Navy Fed, you want to basically call them and or either go up there. If you do owe a balance with them, they are very forgiving. I would say if you do have a balance with them, you want to pay it, and then I would actually wait 7 days, let everything regenerate, and get back where it needs to be, and then I would ask them for something, or if just based on if your credit is good too. But they are very forgiving. Like they have their own credit score as far as like their
Mm,
relationship score with you. They will tell you what your relationship score, if you were to apply with them and they deny you, they will let you know, hey, your relationship score with us is this out of this. And, basically at this time, we aren't able to give you because you more than likely might say that you called Navy Federal loss. So that would be some of the denying reasons. But to repair your relationship with the bank, I would say the best thing to do is pay the balance that's owed.
gotcha. Gotcha. My man Zay, He said, I've also heard break your payments down into two payments and pay it 10 days before the due date. It'll report twice and boost your credit score. Is that true, Van?
I'm sorry, like you said. I'm not exactly sure about that.
Yeah, because
My
honestly, with
understanding, because it only reports twice. I mean, it only reports once, and that's the reporting date. I mean, you can double the payment if you would like, but it only reports once. I'm not exactly
yeah,
sure,
I was about to say with my personal experience, I've only seen them report once. They report once a month.
but I'm
So
not exactly
whatever happened,
sure.
right? So whatever happens in those 30 days or 31 days between reporting, that's what's going to show on that one report.
Right, right, right. Because
So
it's
I
only,
do,
it only reports once a month.
facts, facts. So I do have another question for you. Before we go to Navy Fed, before we go to Robbins or SunTrust to try to borrow anything from them, shouldn't we try to figure out our credit score? So I want to ask you, how do you check your credit?
I wouldn't say specifically you want to know your credit score. Of course, the credit score is good to know, but the most accurate report that you're going to get of your credit is going to be with Experian, and because Experian use your FICO scores. Experian is going to cost you $29.9 a month though, but it's very very precise about what you need, about what is on your credit, and the scores are always accurate. Like if Experian says that that is your credit score on each report, that is 100% accurate. Credit Karma is I use Credit Karma for the profile. So I want to see how many times you've been late. I want to see how many derogatory marks you have. Those are accurate. But as far as the score itself, it's not your true score. But the most accurate place to get your credit score is going to be Experian. Experian.
So if I get with Experian, would they give me my score with all three bureaus or just them?
The one with Experian is free, but the one with TransUnion is Equifax. You're gonna have to pay $29.9 a month.
Got you, got you. And
And
see, paying that.
mhm,
Go ahead, baby, you got it.
it can be, and when you pay it, it's gonna give you the report for all three, but it only gives you that report every 30 days. So you can
Okay,
just pay it when you need it, and then not only that, a lot of the banks that you bank with, it'll show you your FICO score
that's a fact. I saw that at Robbins.
for free.
I saw that at Robbins. When I went to get my truck, they showed me my FICO score, and I was like, "Dang, I didn't even know y'all could." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's most accurate. That's what a person that if you were to try to buy a house, they're gonna look at your FICO score
Okay, so going into buying a house, buying a car, a vehicle, anything, what is an ideal credit score?
An ideal credit score is really, I want to say anything above a 640. That's something that you want to have. Buying a house or a car, you want it to be above 640, but 700s are always better. But on average, you want to keep it above a 640. Some people say, hey, if you have a 580, you can buy a house. You do not want to get in a house with a 580 credit score because you're gonna probably pay that house about 10, 20 times before you get out of it and be done paying on it. So I would say most definitely the higher the better, but on average, you want it to be above a 640, really 700.
Okay, so above a 640, that can get you some good financial rates on a card, a house,
Hmm.
all that.
Hmm.
Furniture, appliances.
Hmm.
So
But
anybody,
it ties more than just a score. It's just more than just a score. Like when they pull your credit report, they look at your profile. So let's say for instance, if you may have a 640, but you also have 2 late payments on there. That won't affect your credit score as bad, but you're at a 640 now with 2 late payments. Imagine if those 2 late payments were removed, you'll probably be close to a 680 with those 2 late payments. Late payments really, really hurt your score, and they're really, really hard to get off. But it's very it's more than just a score. It's your actual profile of your credit that's the most important thing.
So let me ask you this. And Rhonda has a great question that I want to get to. She says, "Do student loans lower your credit score?"
Yes, they will lower your credit score if you don't pay them on time, significantly.
But if I have a student loan and I'm paying on them on time, it won't hurt me.
No, it won't hurt you, but it may hurt your DTI, which is your debt to income ratio, once you go in to buy a house,
Mm,
depending on how much you owe the school. They look at each student loan is 1%
mhm.
of your DTI. So they look at your debt versus your income to see if you have enough money that's coming in to actually afford the house.
I want I want you to give me some more examples, not just student loans, you know what I'm saying? Or since we touched on student loans, what can negatively impact your credit?
Things that can negatively impact your credit is co-signing for things that are really out of your control. That can really negatively affect your credit a lot. And I get a lot of clients who co-sign for people with cars, apartments. It's just always a bad situation when you go out on a limb to help someone. My motto is if they couldn't get it without you, they know something.
Right.
They can get it without you. They know more than you do. The people who told them know more than you do. So I would definitely consider that. But things that can negatively affect your credit is late payments. Those things hurt your credit so bad. Those medical bills. To avoid your medical bills even going to collections, you can pay $5 a month with those people and it will never go to collections. And you get $10 a month. It's something. It just do something so where it doesn't go into collections. Because it goes in collections, it becomes a bigger matter because it's on your credit negatively. Um, Another thing that can affect your credit is really no credit at all. They say no credit is better than bad credit. Not really when you don't have a history of credit. Um, is very important. That's why I always try to recommend people signing up for Self Lender, Credit Strong. Those are self-building credit building accounts that can help you build your credit. Get a secured card with Capital One. Those are some things that can help you build your credit if you're just now starting off with your credit. But it's a lot of things that can negatively affect your credit. You just have to, your credit should be to a point that you wake up every day, every other day, or every other week and check your credit score. That's just how important it should be to you, even if you don't
I
even want
tell
to check anything.
I tell my people this, just as well as we check our bank accounts every day,
And
we
Facebook,
should get in. We check Facebook, we check our bank accounts, we check Instagram. Let's start checking these stock markets, start checking these credit accounts, you know what I'm saying? These credit scores, these credit reports. I want you to get into the what was it called? Self lender. What was it called?
Self Lender. So basically, Self Lender is a credit building account. It basically it looks like it's your money, but it's like you're paying yourself with your money. But it's kind of it can be a little bit confusing. But basically, when you sign up for self, it's just building your payment history that you're making your payments on time.
Got you. Got you. Oh, I'm about to put it on the screen.
Okay.
Um, Rhonda says, what if you've been in a car wreck and the other person's insurance is responsible for your medical bills and they are under litigation? So,
Okay.
like, if that other person's insurance is the reason,
Why
I,
you got it to the collection?
Right.
You can definitely dispute that if it's already on your credit report, or if it's something that is about to go on your credit report. You want to reach out to the insurance company and see have they already sent over the Cerbo demand. Um, I know about this because I also have a background of insurance with medical a little bit, but I usually deal with physical damage in autos. So, but usually you want to contact the other insurance company to see if they've already sent over the Cerbo demand. The Cerbo demand is basically going to be that's going to include all your medical bills. Let them know how many times you went to got how many times you went to get treated, how much did it cost, and also what the doctor recommendations were. So you want to make sure that Cerberus is even in place on that injury claim so you can avoid it going to collections if it's not already on your credit report.
My sister has a question for you. And I don't know if you just answered that with the self lender because I did kind of start reading Rhonda's comment. She said, how do you feel about the self lender credit card?
That is a great way to build your credit when you don't have any credit history. I definitely recommend that. And also, Capital One Secured Card is basically the same thing as a self lender credit card. Is just basically your money.
And I got into it with somebody some years ago about a secured card. And I was like, nah, a secured card helps you build your credit.
Hmm.
And he was a old head and he was like, I'll be a fool to pay on money that's mine. But I'm like, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're not paying on money that's yours. You just making sure that same amount of money is in the bank pretty much.
Right. And I have experienced that when you pay on time with Capital One with a secured credit card, within 6 months, let's say for instance you pay on time, all in full every month, 6 months, they're gonna raise your credit limit. Because every time they every time they look at your payment history, they're gonna look at the fact that you paid in time, you paid on time, you paid in full. It's stuff like that that really helps raise your credit limit. So of course, it started off with your money, but then when they see that you can take care of your money, they'll add to the pot. That's basically how
Facts.
that works.
Facts. I started with a Capital One secured card. So she's absolutely right. After
Ooh,
6 months of on time payment, they gonna automatically, cha-ching.
yeah.
But Chandra, she says if a credit card that is 10 years old, can a creditor still collect on it?
No, it's actually supposed to be removed already. So you probably can self dispute that off of your credit report yourself. You probably can log into Credit Karma and dispute that.
Only supposed to be 7 years.
Hmm.
So, Chandra, anybody who's listening or watching this, after 7 years, anything that's reporting on your credit that has no activity is supposed to be removed.
Hmm.
So
After
you need to go ahead, Van.
Yeah, after 7 years, it's supposed to be removed. But you also have to look at the fact of when they reported it to the credit bureau.
So not just 7 years of you having the card, 7 years from it being reported.
Hmm. That's correct.
That makes sense to me. Chandra, my advice
But
to you,
2 years, yeah, you can dispute that right on now.
yeah, I was about to say, try to dispute that thing. If you can't do it yourself, the link to set up a consultation with Van is in the description on YouTube and Facebook. On the post description, there's a link. She also put it in the comments on Facebook. So hit her up. You know what I'm saying? My boy Zay, again, he said, what about a secured loan? How do you feel about that?
Secured loans are good. I've had a secured loan about, I want to say about 10 years ago. And from my knowledge, how the secured loan works is basically, again, your money and you pay on the loan with your money. So I definitely would recommend that because it's going to build your credit history. It's going to be a very, very small loan, but every bit counts.
Got you. Got you. We talking about paying Capital One on time, getting with Navy Fed, building up a good face with them. But with your credit, what can positively impact your credit? What are some things that can leave a positive impact on there?
I'm sorry, I was reading
No,
it.
you good. You good.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
What are some things that can leave a positive impact on your credit?
Okay, some things that can leave a positive impact on your credit is paying your bills on time. That is the most important thing. There's no reason for you to sign up for credit repair if you don't have any intentions on paying your bills on time going forward. Um, Also, you have to really learn self-control and self-discipline when it comes to having those credit cards. You can't spend, spend, spend. You have to treat it like your money, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to be paying it is your money. Because if you don't pay it, it's going to be another late payment that's going to negatively impact your credit. But to positively impact your credit is all about self discipline, self control, money management. Even if you can't pay your credit card bill on time, pay the minimum amount all the time. Even if you can't pay in full, please pay the minimum amount, because those late payments are very, very hard to convince someone to the credit bureau to remove if you've been late every single month and you couldn't even pay the minimum amount, which is typically $25 or $30 or less than 25 in most cases. So those are the most important things, is just paying your bills on time. Even if you can't pay it on the due date, make sure you pay it before it's reported to the credit bureau, which is usually within 30 days. So even if you can't pay it that week, make sure you pay it within 3 weeks before it reports to the credit bureau as a late payment. You may have a late fee, you may have some additional cost, but it will not report to the credit bureau if you pay it within 30 days. Well, I recommend paying it within 25 so it has time to generate that you paid it, and then it goes to the credit bureau.
Y'all heard it there. Let me ask you this, Van. We live in a world where they say money is power, but you work in the credit industry. In your honest opinion, which is better, credit or money?
In my honest opinion, I would have to say credit.
Why?
Money is always good to have, but credit is so important. It's something that you were born with. Like this is tied to your name. I would say credit is so important. You literally cannot do anything without it at all. Like some things that you want to apply for in a job, they look at your credit now. They also look at your credit when you want to just all kind, like I can just name a couple things. It's just so important to have. It's almost like a part of a background check screening nowadays. They want to look at your credit, so it's becoming more and more detrimental to keep your credit in good standing. The most important thing, like sometimes they'll ask you, well, have you ever filed bankruptcy? They want to know about that on some applications. So it's just certain things like that that you want to consider. Even when you open up a business account, they want to know if you've ever had a loss. They want to know about things revolving you. They ask for your social for a reason. So that's very important.
Now, I've heard of some things, and you know what? Before I get to this, I think he has a very good question. My boy Zay, he said, what else do lenders look at besides your credit score when trying to get a loan or a credit card?
Okay. Um, do you mind if I share my screen?
I don't mind. No.
Okay. I'm gonna log
Long
into
as we ain't got no, you know what I mean?
no, I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna give you an example of what people look at as far as. Okay, so this is an
Right.
example of a bad profile. Okay, so the payment history is good. They do have 100% payment history. This is no credit card usage. This person has zero credit cards. They don't have any revolving credit. The bank does not know if they can pay their payments on time or not. They have 5 collections, which you see is a high impact. These top 3, they impact your credit the most. Your payment history, your credit card usage, and your derogatory marks, which is your collections. You're supposed to have 0 collections on here. The payment history needs to be above 99%. The credit age, this person's credit age is 11 months. The average credit age is supposed to be 7 years. The total accounts, you're supposed to have at least open and close 14 accounts. The increase is 8. Now, with the inquiries, I've seen credit reports who have more than 60 inquiries on one credit bureau. And most of the times, the reason why they have so many inquiries is because of them trying to purchase a vehicle. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when you go to a dealership and you try to go get a car, they are going to send your credit to any bank they think that will approve you, no matter how many times they run your credit. So when you pull your report probably next day, you're going to see several inquiries for the same date listed. You're going to see the same inquiries for the same date listed back to back, because that's something that will show as far as you having I'm sorry, things stop sharing. Let me share. Oh, it's still sharing? Okay, sorry, I got a call. Okay, so it's gonna have several inquiries because they shotgun your credit. That's what they call it. So basically they ran it through Wells Fargo, Santander, Exterior, Capital One. Anybody you can think of, they ran it through them to try to get you in a car so they can make a sale. And that really hurts your credit. You're supposed to only have 2 inquiries on your credit because you only get 2 free ones a year. That's just what you're supposed to have. That really helps your credit. And so that's an example of a bad profile. I would recommend a trade line on this profile because the credit history is only 11 months. It has a medium impact on your score, but it's still very important. Basically, a trade line is a line of credit that is not your credit, but it appears on your credit as if it is your credit, and you're piggybacking, you're piggyback riding someone else's credit, someone else's payment history, someone else's credit limit, just so you can become eligible to get your own.
Let me ask you this. What you have on the screen now, you want to share that? Or is that the same screen?
Oh, you can't see it?
I took it down once you stop.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing.
I got you. I just took it down once you started talking about cars.
Yeah, it's the
Just
same.
at that moment.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's all the same. So
Got you.
that is the most important thing. So I'm going to show you a good profile. So let me log out of this person's, and I'm going to show you a good profile. Got to make
Okay.
sure.
Let me know when you're ready. They can't see your screen, whatever you got going on.
Okay.
I also have a question from Zay. He said, where can I get a trade line?
Okay. So basically, trade lines, I basically have a trade line vendor where I purchase trade lines from, and I get them put on your credit report. So if you want to set up a consultation, I can review your credit profile and I can see what trade line fits you best on your profile.
Again, to set up a consultation with her, it's in the description on the Facebook post, on the YouTube post, as well as in the comments on Facebook. You just click that link. It's going to take you to her link tree and you will set up a consultation. Very easy, very simple, very, very simple. And I think that's something that you need to look into, Zay, because I've seen you talk a lot about like credit and getting started. Matter of fact, I didn't even see your comment you put. You're like, I've tried to teach my people how to set up a business the right way. Some people think just because they have a LLC, they're in business. Negative.
Exactly. You're not in business until you have a business account with business money flowing in and you paying yourself from your business account to your personal account every week.
Bingo.
You're in business.
Y'all heard it here. That's when you're in business.
When you have a personal, when you're paying yourself from your business account and you have deposits and money coming into your business account and you getting paid every week. You make your own.
So I want to say this in regards to the LLC thing, because I remember all last year and some of this year, a lot of people on my timeline were just sharing the LLC. Oh, I'm in business. Oh, I'm in business. That does not put you in business. A
Yeah.
LLC is more so to protect your business on
It's
the
the
legal side of
of
things.
the business. That's
Right.
about Zay,
So if
you
you're
can
out,
schedule a consultation and I can look at your profile to see what you need and then we can go over prices in the process.
there we go. There we go. Because he did ask how much. I didn't put it on the screen.
Yes.
Um, but that goes for any of y'all. We ain't gonna worry about the prices right now. Schedule the consultation. Let her look over your credit profile. And then that's gonna give you, an idea of how much it's gonna cost.
And you can share the screen now.
I got you. So what we got here, Van?
Okay, so this profile is someone with fair credit, but it's better than the last profile. Can you see? You showing it? Okay.
Yep,
So
it's on there.
so basically, this person has stellar payment history. Their credit card usage is down to a 4%. They have zero collections, and their credit age is 5 years. You see that this is in yellow is because it's okay, but like I said before, 7 years is the goal. 7 years
Hmm.
is the goal. So for most of you guys who have teenagers and young adults that are becoming seniors and stuff, go ahead and start them early. You can go ahead and add them on your credit cards as authorized users. You can also get them a small secured card to start building your credit. So then basically when they get around my age, they'll be in the 7 year or better. So it's just, we want to also set up our kids and the people around us up for success. And, whenever we get some knowledge, we want to also instill them with our knowledge. So this credit age could have been better had they possibly got a credit card, right out of high school or some way of that sort. Now they have 45 accounts. That is total open and closed accounts. Like I said before, the goal is 14. This person has exceeded that by 45. The increase are kind of high. It's supposed to be 2. So imagine if you were to get these 4 inquiries removed, it dropped down to 2. It's going to boost the score up. And also, if you were to add I would say an average of 2 trade lines that were 8 years or older, it's going to boost the score because it's going to show that the credit age has a longer credit average age besides the 5 years. So that's something very important to know. And this goes for Equifax as well. So this one has 4, basically the same exact thing. No red on this profile, but we still want to work on getting those hard inquiries removed, which is nothing to get this removed. And also the 5 years and 2 months, we probably want to get a trade line in here. If we added a trade line in here, got those 2 inquiries removed, this person will probably be a 750, close to a 750 in no time.
Instead of a 665, which is 665 is pretty good too, still, right?
It's still good. It's still good. It's really good. And not only just the score, they look at this profile. They see that this person pays their bills on time. They have low credit card usage, no collections, no tax liens, bankruptcies, or civil judgment on your credit report. So they look at this. If you have bankruptcy, evictions, repossessions, this is going to be on here, and it's going to really, really hurt your score. If you have late payments, it's going to really, really hurt your score. So you want to also take that into consideration. How this is like, I don't know if people really realize you don't want to seem greedy to a credit someone that you're trying to ask for something. It's some people, my clients, some of my clients have 60 inquiries. That means that you have applied 60 times for credit.
That's a
No
lot of
one
inquiries.
will give you any credit knowing that you've been asking for it 60 times. So that's also something to consider. And that is really the major part. Like, some have a lot of inquiries. So yeah,
That's a lot of inquiries.
it
I
is.
want you to consider this too, though, Van, yourself. Moving forward, have you thought about teaching like a credit class? Like adding that to your
I have, but I feel as if I'm still learning myself. And also, I'm still taking classes myself to get more knowledgeable on whatever I'm doing. I've already taken classes, but you can never know too much. So
oh, you can
I
never
do
know too
plan on
much.
doing a credit class probably the end of the year, depending on how I feel about it. But
Mhm.
definitely, I really want my people to do better and know better, and also teach their kids better, because it's some things that I didn't learn until I was fixing it. We want to avoid our kids having to fix it. We want them to already have it, not
Mm.
having to fix it.
So I'm gonna say this: you already sound very knowledgeable. You're very knowledgeable, but if you want to add more knowledge to it, that's fine. But you need to consider starting a credit class. Like just teaching the basics. It don't have to be an arm and a leg. It could be like an entry level class
Right,
before they actually take your services. You know what I'm saying?
right.
It's just an idea.
Really, that's really honestly, that's what my consultation is. I kind of go over a lot of explaining to them how credit works, what is hurting their credit, what they need to do. And also, it's kind of like, very they're asking me about how to manage their money, asking me about starting a business, and stuff like that. It can get really personal in my credit consultations. I have it scheduled for 30 minutes, but sometimes they do run over. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it, because we just be talking and stuff like that. And also, I just always try to encourage anyone, um that it's never too late to just start working on it. It's now or never. You're gonna need it eventually, so it's the best time to do it is now.
Hmm, that sounds good to me. And listen, I want to ask you this, and this is more so on the business side. I have your flyer up. I've been showing it for a second. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that full screen. As far as the services you offer, or at least the new services you offer business name, LLC registration, EIN, tax ID registration, assistance with opening a business bank account, which that is very beneficial.
Mhm.
Um, those services are new. What else do you offer?
So at this time, I do offer the business startup and also credit repair classes. But also, a lot of people reach out to me, and it's sometimes personal, as far as like a life coach type of thing. And I don't charge anything for that, but it's just something that I guess they feel comfortable with sharing some things with me. But I do want, during my credit consultation, we do talk about money management, about all about 80/20. You want to at least put up 20 if you're going to spend 80. I mean, that's not my percentage, but I just feel like it may rain tomorrow. The bottom may fall out tomorrow. Literally, the ceiling may cave in. So you want to also make sure that is awesome, Zay. That's awesome. But you also just want to make sure that you are preparing for those. So this is how I feel like our people really get into bad situations. They didn't save none of their money that they're working for, so now they're struggling to get eligible for a loan. Then they get a loan that they didn't have money to fix the problem. Like, for instance, the sink went out. They got a loan to fix the sink, but then they didn't have the money to fix the sink to begin with. So how are they gonna have the money to pay the loan? So then they get the loan and they don't make the payments on time, and then the payments end up being late payments, and then their credit end up going under. They just stop paying. They start giving up completely, and that's just like really the whole trend, the whole cycle of you really starting to just not care about your credit. And that's the most important thing. We want to be in a position to succeed starting from step one, and that is saving our money so we do not have to use loans and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with a loan, but I'm just saying you want to get it because you just want to get it, not because you really need to get it, because it's bound to have a domino effect.
Yeah, it's gonna cause more problems. You
Correct.
know what I'm saying? Like you said, if you can't pay that loan back, you're already in a bad position. You get that loan, you get late on that loan, they report that to your credit. Not only that, that interest fees. Anytime you borrow money, interest is gonna build up. So the money that you borrowed is gonna turn into more money, and then you might have to go get another loan to try to pay that loan, pawn
Mhm.
your title, whatever you have to do. So it's not worth it.
It's not worth it at
My
all.
boy trying to get that consultation going ASAP. He said, "Will you be free when the podcast ends?"
I will not be free when this podcast ends, but you can schedule a consultation. What
Hit the
time do
link.
you consultation for tomorrow? I can open something up if you need it early in the morning, because I think my consultation start at 12 tomorrow. So just let me
Hit the
know.
time.
I can pencil you in, but I'm sorry I won't be available after this podcast.
Yeah, we actually finna end it. Look at that. He putting faces all on the screen and everything. Broke my man a little hard. Um, and pretty much, I want to do this real quick. Let's see. I do want to show y'all what her screen looks like. So pretty much, if you click that link that's in the description to do a consultation with her, it's to her link tree. If you haven't heard of link tree, it's just a website that serves for all your links. Once you click on that, you could do make a payment, you could do start my business, you could do schedule a consultation, which is what you want to do since you're new. You do repair my credit, access my credit portal, and at the bottom it has links to all of her stuff. Just in case you want to drop the cash out, that's on the right. You want to email her, that's right there. Hit her on Instagram, hit her on Facebook. But once you click that link, you want to go to schedule a consultation. I'm gonna click on it, just see what we do. Boom. You can choose a date. Consultation is $25. You can do Tuesday, June the 1st, which we are in June the 1st. So you might want to go to June the 2nd. You know what I'm saying? You click on that. These are the times that are available: 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 1:30. It moves all the way on to 6:30. You go ahead and hit that time slot. You lock it in. First name, last name, all your information. You will be charged $25 for this appointment. Your card will be refunded if you cancel 24 hours prior. We ain't gonna go into all that. I'm gonna stop the share. We're gonna get back to us. That is how you can set up a consultation. That quick, that easy. 2 clicks of a button from what it seems like. So you click the link, then you hit click schedule. Everything else you just fill out forms. You in there.
You know.
It's gonna be sent straight over to her, and we can set up your consultation. Matter of fact, I'll do this for you, Van. I pay for somebody consultation on me. I kid you not. No, no, no. This on me. Anybody in the audience, if you want a consultation, raise your hand. Um, I do a random drawing. I do a random drawing. Whoever is picked, I pay for your consultation. If don't nobody raise their hand, I'm just gonna pay for Zay consultation and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all want your consultation to fix your credit, raise your hand. Or I got one. I got one. I got one. Mrs. Green, I got you. Raise your hand in the audience. You ain't got to use an emoji. Just say me. Just say me in the comments real quick. I will put you in a random drawing. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. I'm gonna do the random picker wheel. Got Rhonda. That's two. That's two of them. I'm gonna put y'all in a random drawing. And whoever wins, I will pay for your $25 consultation. Oh, I thought you were trying to say me. She said, Mike Ryder, you're always doing amazing things. I'm trying. Like, I'm trying to get this thing going. I'm trying to help my people out. Oh, I already got you in there. You raised your hand the first time. So I got two people. Zay, I'm going to throw you in there. I know you listening. I'm going to throw you in there, Zay. I'm going to give y'all a couple more minutes to get right. Van, is there anything else that you want to cover before we leave here?
No, it is not. But the most important thing that I hope that everyone took away from this is make sure you take care of your credit because you can't get another one. This is
You
it.
can't get other credit.
And if you get another one, it's illegal.
Come on now. Come on now. Listen to this young lady. She been dropping gems on you all day. Lynn, you want me to pay for yours? I see you putting them black hearts on there. Or with the hearts on there, I'm sorry. You want me to pay for yours? Damn, my boy Zay, he said he'll pay for someone too. Come on now. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. How about this, Zay? I'm gonna inbox you. It look like it's two people who want to do it. I pay for one of them. You pay for the other one. We'll call it a day. We ain't got to worry about no random pickle wheel. Okay, now she raising her hand. So now there's three people. So got three people in there.
We got Vernita, Shanta, Rhonda.
That's the three. That's the three. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, y'all. While she get the phone call, I'm gonna mute you because I'm done with you anyway. This your boy Mike Ryder, Mr. Accountability, the man behind the microphone. You see me with the orange tint over here. I got the glow, boy. I've been on that smoothie cleanse all week. You know how I do it around here each and every week. You see the tick on the bottom of the screen. Until we meet again, be blessed. I love y'all.